Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting us to discuss an important part of the work we do within the Physician Issues and Concerns Management team within AHS's Provincial Medical Affairs. My name is Erin Payunin. I'm a senior consultant, also known as a concerns consultant, supporting a portion of the Calgary zone, along with my colleague Mia Newdorf, who supports the other portion of Calgary zone. Later in this presentation, I will share our contact information as well as our portfolio divisions. This presentation will focus primarily on the bilateral complaints resolution process. Some of you may be familiar with this process, but we wanted to take an opportunity to refresh the information and to provide it to those who may not have previously been exposed to this process. The term bilateral refers to the partnership between medical affairs, human resources business partnerships, and medical or operational leadership. The process aims to address complaints in a fair and consistent manner, and this process is used when a complaint is made by an AHS employee against a member of the medical staff, and when a complaint is made by a member of the medical staff against an AHS employee. The process acknowledges each group has a different employment relationship with Alberta Health Services. Medical staff have privileges and the respective rules and bylaws, while employees have contracts and/or collective bargaining units. The bilateral process only addresses behaviors defined within AHS's respectful workplace and the prevention of harassment and violence policy. These are typically allegations of disrespect, harassment, discrimination, and less often violence. The behavior continuum shows a spectrum of behaviors captured under AHS's respectful workplace and prevention of harassment and violence policy. Most often, the bilateral review process focuses on addressing behaviors that fall within the three middle areas: disrespectful behavior, harassment, bullying, etc. As we move to the right of the spectrum, the behavior becomes more serious. More serious matters such as discrimination, sexual harassment, and violence would most often meet the threshold to begin a triggered initial assessment, or TIA, as defined by Part 6 of the Medical Staff Bylaws. The bilateral complaints resolution process was developed following extensive consultation with stakeholders in 2021 and 2022, with the goal of standardizing the intake and review process for complaints to ensure a people-centric approach when addressing workplace issues that do not meet the threshold for concerns under Part 6 of the Medical Staff Bylaws. This process does not replace the Part 6 process. Rather, this process focuses on resolving issues in a positive way with the support of medical and/or operational leadership, medical affairs, and HRBP. The work supports, among other things, psychological safety of everyone in the workplace, diversity and inclusion initiatives, positive working relationships between physicians and staff, positive working environments, and aligns with AHS CARE's values, policies, OH&S legislation, and Alberta human rights legislation. So the current process consists of three key steps. The first step is intake. So concerns are currently directed through the Employee Relations Group, which is a branch of Human Resources. An initial assessment of the complaint will be completed. Sometimes Employee Relations will contact the complainant to gather additional information if the initial complaint has limited information. The assessment is based on the respectful workplace policy. If it is determined that the allegations fall within that policy, the complaint would be forwarded to Medical Affairs, HRBP, and the Zone Medical Director for the particular zone. The Zone Medical Director would review and determine if the matter should be addressed through the bilateral process or if it meets the threshold to require a triggered initial assessment under the bylaws. The Zone Medical Director will also direct which medical leader would be the most appropriate to lead the review. For complaints against AHS staff members, made by physicians, the operational leader would lead the process with the support of medical affairs and HRBP. The next step is the review process. So if the zone medical director confirms that the matter should be reviewed through the bilateral process, the following would occur. Reviewers would meet with the complainant, any witnesses, and the respondent. The purpose of these meetings is to gather all relevant information to fully understand what happened, who was involved, etc. All parties are given the opportunity to be heard and share their perspective. Any additional information would be gathered. Some examples could include emails, text messages, call schedules, etc. The medical or operational leader would then review all of the gathered information to determine appropriate next steps. And the leader would make a decision on those appropriate next steps. And some examples of this may include facilitating a meeting between the parties to directly discuss resolving the issue, coaching, training, expectation setting, policy review, or reviewing the behavior continuum that I showed on the previous slides. Appropriate communication would also occur to confirm closure of the matter. Under this process, medical leaders continue to be responsible for addressing complaints about physician conduct with the support of HRBP and medical affairs. They are responsible for determining appropriate next steps and to provide communication at the conclusion of a review. The concerns consultant's role is to partner with HRBP in communicating with the physician or employee, to be a full participant in the review, to participate in developing recommendations to the medical leader or zone medical director, and is responsible for retaining and managing the review file. HRBP's role is to correspond with employee complainants and offer supports, be a full participant in the review, participate in developing recommendations to the medical leader or zone medical director, and facilitate communication at the closure of the matter to employee complainants. So some ways that a physician can submit a complaint about an AHS employee is to report directly to your medical leader or to report to a higher level medical leader such as an associate zone medical director or the zone medical director. Submit a report directly to a senior consultant within AHS's medical affairs team, physician issues and concerns management. That would be myself or Mia Newdorf. Report directly to employee relations. Report to an operational leader, i.e. unit manager, patient care manager, etc. And specifically for the Department of Pediatrics within the Calgary zone, you can report concerns and feedback using the reporting mechanism form. So both myself and Mia are part of the Provincial Medical Affairs team, specifically the Physician Issues and Concerns Management team. In addition to our role in the Bilateral Complaints Resolution Process, we are also available to provide assistance, support, guidance, and advice to medical leaders when responding to issues, concerns, complaints about members of the medical staff. Our contact information is provided here. And both Mia and myself have portfolio divisions for the Calgary zone based on site, and the next slides will outline each site Erin and Mia support. So I support Alberta Children's Hospital, Foothills, Airdrie Regional Health Centre, Cochrane Community Health Centre, Banff Mineral Springs, Cochrane General Hospital, Didsbury District Health Services, and Southern Alberta Forensic Psychiatry Centre. And Mia supports the Peter Lougheed Centre, Rocky View General Hospital, South Health Campus, Okotoks Health and Wellness, Sheldon Schumer Health Centre, South Calgary Health Centre, Black Diamond General Hospital, Claresholm General Hospital, and Claresholm Mental Health, High River General, Strathmore District Health Services, Volcom Community Health Services, and Nanton Community Health Centre. So this brings us to the end of our presentation. Our intent is to work collaboratively together to navigate the complexities of these issues. This approach enables additional and focused supports for all, including medical leaders, physicians, and employees. Please reach out to a concerns consultant if you have any questions or would like any further information on the bilateral process. And I've included our contact information again here. The physician experience page linked here contains some great information on the bilateral process, as well as other topics related to physician experience, including diversity and inclusion, wellness, development, and concerns management. Again, we encourage you to reach out to the concerns consultants with any questions or for assistance with any issues that may come up. Thank you for your time.